The average rental is going to be about 5 to 7 days. On that rental, a franchisee, if it's a travel trailer, I always say towable travel trailer or drivable RV. If it's a towable travel trailer, franchisee is going to net right around $300 for that rental. That's just off the rental revenue. And then if it's a drivable, you're going to net about double that.
You're listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, where you get valuable information you just can't find anywhere else. To thrive in today's trying times, you need the Financial Survival Network, now more than ever. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and get your free newsletter and gift. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.
Welcome. You are listening to and watching the Financial Survival Network. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz. Well, hey, you heard of OPM? Well, we got ORV. OPM, other people's money. Now you can rent out other people's RVs. And there's actually a franchise called Fireside RV Rental. We've got the founder and CEO, Gar Russell, with us. Gar, unique idea. It's kind of like you took Airbnb and moved it onto the open road.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we took real estate and we turned it into wheel estate.
Mm-hmm. So you got 100 locations you expect to have by the end of 2024?
Yeah, 100 locations by the end of next year. That's our goal. We're currently at 30, and that's just word of mouth and social media. We're about to start a marketing campaign and go wild.
So you and your family, your wife and 3 kids, have been living in an RV for the past 5 years?
Yeah, we just actually got back in a house in March. We traveled the country for 5 years, building up the business and homeschooling our 4 kids and checking out America.
Well, it's more like RV schooling them, huh?
Yeah, we're RV schooling them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw that, this market is kind of taking off. As the economy gets tighter, are more people going to rent rather than buy RVs? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so our thoughts are a couple here. So first of all, during COVID, there was a huge spike in RV sales.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's kind of like a timeshare for a lot of people. You buy, think you're going to go a bunch and you've got all these grand dreams. Then you realize you only got, 10 days of vacation a year and your kids in baseball and all these sports. And wait, we can't use this camper at all. What do we do, And during COVID especially, it was like zero down. There's a huge demand. So a lot of people are stuck with these RVs that they can't even sell now because they're competing with the dealerships. So on the inventory side for us, that's, there's huge inventory. And then on the opposite side of it, you've got campgrounds that are going up all around the country. There's just a huge movement in people, wanting to experience the outdoors, stay local, do local stuff, be outdoors together. So it's kind of a perfect storm as far as, especially with this newer generation, they don't want to own anything. They just want to experience everything. Right. And that's where we come in.
So how many RVs do you have on a lot at any particular time?
Our average franchise is right around 25 RVs. 25.
And what's the, I guess, for lack of a better term, occupancy of these RVs?
Yeah, so depending on where you're at, based on the weather, if you're in a seasonal state, the average RV is going to do maybe about 7 to 9 rentals per season. And our average rental is around 5 to 7 days. We're kind of going after a specific avatar as far as who we want to rent to. Like we're looking for mom who's planning the summer camping family trip. That's who we're going after. So we typically have higher nightly minimums.
Interesting. How does your end customer find out about you?
So our whole niche is we're the management piece. So we work heavily with the peer-to-peer marketing platform. So, just like you said, Airbnb or short-term rental space, there's a couple of peer-to-peer marketing platforms that we're partnered with. The largest one is called RV Share. We're their number one customer. So we let them spend the millions of dollars to find us the customers, and then we're the management piece.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And so what kind of returns can a franchisee realize? What's it got to cost to open a franchise? And what kind of return can you realize?
Yeah, so a franchise startup fee is $50,000. And I'm still learning some of these rules and laws as far as what I can and can't say. But typically what I'll tell somebody is, kind of going back to your previous question, is the average rental is going to be about 5 to 7 days. On that rental, a franchisee, if it's a travel trailer, I always say towable travel trailer or drivable RV. If it's a towable travel trailer, franchisee is going to net right around $300 for that rental. That's just off the rental revenue. And then if it's a drivable, you're going to net about double that. So if you kind of do your math from there and you say, okay, I've got a fleet of, let's say 10 are travel trailers, 10 of RVs, but a seasonal state, they're going to do 7 to 9 rentals. If you work the math up that way, an average franchisee can net right around 6 figures per season after you have that, and then figuring in your add-ons, which is another cool piece of this business. You can rent out chairs, you can rent out generators, kitchen kits, bedding kits, delivery setup, s'mores kits. I mean, the add-ons that you can offer are endless. So that's a real good money-making avenue as well.
How's the insurance work on these? You got to have your own policy, I would assume, right?
Yeah, so the insurance, basically the way that this industry is set up is the renter is paying a per day commercial insurance fee. So depending on where the booking originates through, there's going to be different insurance packages that the renter is going to be offered. They have like standard and essential and preferred, and then they can, get like all the things you can get nowadays, trip protection and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Hey, what happens if the RV breaks in the middle of the trip?
Yeah, if the RV breaks in the middle of the trip, you've got roadside that you call. A lot of times it's operator error, when it comes to renting an RV. There's so many different things that people don't necessarily know. It's a house on wheels, you got 12 volt systems and 110 volt and the generator, this and that, and slide outs and stabilizers. So a lot of times those situations can just be handled with a technical support call. If it's something more on the driving side of the RV, then it would be like a standard roadside, they come, change out the tire, or tow you to a shop, something like that.
But I assume that happens rarely?
It's not super common that something like that would happen. And usually in those kind of scenarios, there's usually a pretty simple solution as far as like a manual override, different things like that to get people back on the road.
Hey, so what's the craziest RV story you have in your extensive travels around the country?
So in regards to my travels or like rentals?
In your travels, and then you could tell us about rentals too.
I don't get asked that question often, so I don't have a kind of an awful tough answer. I could say one of our favorite memories.
Okay, I don't think it.
Yeah, that was La Jolla Beach in California. That's probably one of our favorite memories, where we just kind of pulled right up to La Jolla Beach, and you've got these seals, and it just wasn't your typical American sightseeing experience, because there wasn't like guardrails and fences and lines and all those kind of things you would see where it's like, oh, here's an attraction, let's monetize it and make it as safe as we can, So it was just very natural and real, and that was cool.
Put those seals to work, right?
Yeah, let's put these seals to work, and put a quarter in here. Yeah, so it was almost too natural, because people are like trying to get out and do selfies with them on these rocks where there's waves are crashing in and stuff like that. So that was definitely a really cool memory. And then all the way to the other side of the country, we were out on a whale watching tour, and it ended up being the second worst journey this captain had ever taken everybody out on. So literally like 99% of us,
everybody got sick. Huh?
Oh, we're all puking and this and that. It was horrible. Yeah. So that one will always be ingrained in my memory.
Well, just because you're on a vacation doesn't mean it's going to be wonderful, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, hey, what about like crazy renter stories? You must have some there, huh?
Yeah, especially during COVID, a lot of people decided, well, we can't travel. Let's, rent an RV. So we had all different kinds of crazy stories with that. I'd say probably the craziest story that sticks out in my mind, though, is I had a group of ladies. They were in Pennsylvania. They were going to travel. They were going to take the whole summer, go all the way to California and back. Well, the second morning after they left, they woke up and they all had bed bugs.
Oh, my God.
They all had bed bugs. And so we went into, trying to figure out, okay, what do we do? So we're getting treatments. We're putting them in hotels, rental cars, trying to figure out like what in the world is going on. It was a brand new RV too. We couldn't understand, we just assumed they must have brought it on with them to the trip.
Their own bed bugs.
That they brought, they packed them with them. Yeah, these sweet ladies, we got them through their trip. They sure had the memories and stories, and they went through. That wasn't even it. They had their windshield smashed. I mean, these three ladies are probably sitting there talking about it right now. But that was probably one of our
time of your life, time of their lives. That's pretty cool. So people want to find out more about what you're doing here, Gar, maybe even become a franchisee. Where is the place to go on the web?
Yeah, so you can go to FiresideRVRental.com. You can see all our RVs for rent. Then click on the menu bar and, you can learn more about the franchise. Or just Google us. You'll see us. We're all over YouTube and Facebook and, all the places that people are nowadays.
All right. Sounds like a really timely business. There's a link in the show notes to this interview on financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Make sure you go there, sign up for your free newsletter. Gar, appreciate you coming by. And it sounds like you said a very timely business. We wish you the best.
Awesome. Thanks, Kerry. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks for listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, your solution to today's trying times. For the latest, go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.